Wait. Are we live? I
We're
think we
live
are.
now. It says you are live now. That's what it says.
Okay, whatever. Yeah. Well, at least we're not going up against FT8 off. What can I say? Uh, Good evening, everybody from New Jersey. I think we're supposed to have some weather tonight, but I haven't seen it here yet.
Did you ever get
But
snow?
yeah, we get snow.
Okay.
You mean like, do we ever or did we ever
No, did
this
you get?
season?
You're supposed to get snow like on Sunday. Did you ever get snow?
We got a dusting.
Ah, here
Yeah,
they would buy out all the milk and bread. Welcome to the South.
they do that here too. Milk, bread, and eggs, and so we know that when the weather comes, you have French toast.
Awesome.
Okay. All right. So anyway, welcome to Two Chicks in a Radio, and we are live tonight. And Greg Horton has a nice icebreaker for our topic here. I just got my extra, and I saved a bunch of money on my car insurance. Congratulations, Greg.
Congratulations. Let me talk about your car's warranty expiring soon and how I can sit there and give you a deal on that.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, so tonight we're going to talk about upgrades. We're going to talk about, why you should upgrade, why you probably don't need to upgrade, and why you probably will use different resources. Because I know Kat is studying to upgrade.
Yes,
Right.
I've been studying. I'm getting back into my study efforts, everybody, to upgrade because I have a goal to upgrade.
Good.
Um, I'm not releasing that yet. I'll tell that to Rhea later.
Yeah, she's upgrading before the world ends. She'll probably reach that goal. I'm giving you motivation, okay? No, you'll get it soon.
Yes, I will message you later about
Yeah. Okay.
that. We got to put a definitive date down. That's what we got to do.
Yeah. So yeah, Greg, we should have you on the show. I am a VE, and being an extra is one of the nice things about being an extra is I can be a VE. Spoiler alert: I've never upgraded my license. Not ever. Not ever. I was
Because
born an extra.
you already had all this.
I was born an extra, and I came out. Like how, like they have. I don't know. I was hatched an extra.
Oh, so
Delete Twitter and
delete Twitter and
Inst.
Instagram, replace it with ham study. No,
Yeah.
I've got ham radio prep. That's what I'm using.
Hmm.
And I will not be deleting Twitter, nor will I be deleting Instagram either. Um, that's where I get all the nice little inbox messages from, or Instagram. It's really nice.
Okay. Well, we'll see how that goes. All right. So I understand there's some news. There's some pretty serious news tonight, and
Yes, there is definitely serious news. I don't know what to say.
but first, let me deliver some news. Okay.
All right.
And this one I didn't mention in the show prep for a good reason because I wanna break this news, please. The country of Barbados, okay, which is in the Caribbean, which is right near to Trinidad. They are now a republic independent of the Queen. So this doesn't mean like they become like America and such like that. It just means that how they no longer have the Queen as a head of state and the Governor General. And I understand that Rihanna went down there because she's a Bajan too, okay? And a bunch of other people. Prince Charles was down there, of course, because the Queen apparently is too sick to travel. But why does this matter for ham radio? So, two things. One, people are asking if this is going to be a separate DX country or if it's going to change as a DX country. The answer is no, because it's still, or at least I think the answer will be no, because the uh, it doesn't seem to me that there is any change in the republic apart from it being, now the Republic of Barbados. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's one. And then two, they ask if the call sign prefix will change. I don't think so because, why do that? You know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's Raven.
Mm-hmm.
You put a bell on Raven. Now Raven can't catch any mice.
No, it's that way because I know where she's at all times. She blends
Okay.
in.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Greg. It's so Trinidad became a republic. Trinidad and Tobago became a republic in 1976. We had a governor general. They actually became independent in 1962, and we got rid of uh, Britain, completely, almost completely, in 1976. It still happens that Trinidad and Tobago gets they're part of the British Commonwealth still, and Barbados I think is still going to be part of the Commonwealth. It meant for a long time, and I think it still does, that when you travel to the UK, you don't you don't have to get a visa. One, and if you reside permanently in the UK, you can vote. Okay, you get many of the privileges that a citizen of the UK gets. So if ever I move to the UK and live in the UK, I guess I could vote, but I don't think that's ever going to happen, which is good. But yeah, so that's good. So anyway, before I rudely interrupted, please forgive me. Okay,
Oh, you're
but
fine.
good, good, good. Um, yeah. So that's Raven, huh? What's going on with the kitties?
The twins, they're
Mm-hmm.
currently eating, and Rex is downstairs. He's been hanging out all day with me and Raven, and
Good.
they have been fighting
Mm-hmm.
with brothers and sisters. And so, yeah.
Okay. What else is in the news?
Oh, there's lots of stuff. Well,
Okay.
there's 260-meter events in December. Give
Mm-hmm.
nod to 1921 transatlantic test.
Hmm. Okay.
So, there is actually going to be the annual ARRL 160-meter contest, which begins 2200 UTC this Friday, tomorrow, and
Mm-hmm.
ends at 1559 UTC on Sunday, December the 5th.
Right.
So this is a 42-hour CW only contest.
Mm-hmm.
And then, drum roll, on December the 12th, there was going to be another 160-meter transatlantic centenary QSO party. And this is a 6-hour event that will run from 0200 to 0800 UTC.
Wow. It's crazy. So let me tell you something. These transatlantic tests took place in 1921. And you know what year it is now? 20.
2021, which means it happened 200 years ago. No,
Uh,
100 years ago.
no, 100 years ago.
My math was off for a minute.
What's 100 between friends, right?
Yeah, what's 100? I mean, it's 100.
It's
That's
100. Okay. It's 100. Okay. So anyway. Oh boy. Um, yeah, so they're going to do this. So those of you who are members of ARL and get QST, the your printed issue of QST should arrive in the mail today. Those of you who are members of RSGB should have also gotten your Ofcom magazine. Oh, a lot of you. I heard they have some big postal delays. So what happened is you're going to get the covers are going to be basically identical. They're going to have these uh, hats on them. I believe when they did the first test, they actually did the hats. So I want to show you the cover because I don't know. Just to see, just to show you guys. And some people don't like the hats. They say it's goofy and all sorts of stuff. But please, it's historic, okay? So I think it's nice to show. So let me see if I could show this here. Uh, Zoom in. Single page. Okay. Oh man, they covered us up with the gift guide. All right, let me just share my screen. Where's the other mic? Okay. All right. Let me see here. Cused. Cused. Okay, there we go. Yeah. All right, wise guys. Why you cover up my page? Okay. Um. Okay. Double. I'll do a double page. Okay. Yeah. So you see here it says QST Digital Edition, a centenary of the transatlantic test, a celebration, right? So take a read. It's pretty good. I've actually, because I get the magazine First Class, I actually got it a couple of weeks ago. But
Ooh, fancy.
I know, fancy schmancy. Yeah. But here you see it was from Greenwich to Ardrezan. And I actually have an upcoming video talking about a historic site in New Jersey where they did some of these, not for transatlantic, not really transatlantic tests for amateurs, but commercial with Marconi too. So look out for that. All right. Okay. What else is you have to buy a mug? Probably not. Okay. All right. What else is going on
What else is going on?
news wise?
So basically, IARU reports another over-the-horizon radar system is under construction in India.
Oh wow. Okay. Will this be like the Indian woodpecker?
I guess. I don't know. What is an Indian woodpecker?
No, it's a joke. So back in the
I figured it was
1980s,
a
right?
joke
I
because
know
I'm
it was
looking
a
at the
joke.
bottom. I'm looking at the bottom, and it goes the best known Chinese OTHR is called foghorn.
Hmm. Yeah, because it sounds like a foghorn. So
Right.
so you know what over the horizon radar is, right? Like during the Cold War, both Russia and other countries, Russia and the U.S. actually had over the horizon radar to detect incoming missiles. You know, like incoming nuclear missiles, because in case Russia launched or the U.S. launched, they want to make sure. Russia had a big site near. Do you know the Chernobyl nuclear plant?
Yes, I know about Chernobyl. Yes.
Okay, so near to the Chernobyl nuclear plant in a Ukrainian town called Pripyat. Okay, in Pripyat. We have to ask Raisa how to pronounce Pripyat, but that I think that's how you pronounce Pripyat. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so in that town, which is near to the Chernobyl plant, uh, Mahi, come on, we have EcoFlow to back us up. Yeah. So anyway, no, I have everything going through my EcoFlow stuff, so I'm good.
It's okay, Mahi. It's okay.
Yeah, hi Vern. Yeah, so they had this big over the horizon radar, right? And I want to show you this. They called it Duga 3, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And this was from the Soviet Union, okay?
Right.
And it was freaking big and it was loud. And then what happened was it was in it was the bane of a lot of radio amateurs, because could you imagine transmitting, you know, millions of watts of power through that antenna face toward the United States? Okay,
Holy cow.
I know, no,
That's freaking
seriously,
huge.
yeah, and it's like two big antennas. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
two big antennas there, and they were using that to detect incoming missiles. But the thing is, they transmit in the ham bands, and the thing is, this thing would produce like a repeated sound like a woodpecker, and it would just pop up in the middle of your QSO, and then just wipe it out completely. you know, I guess depending on atmospheric conditions, I guess on propagation, it would vary in frequency. So if India is planning I don't think they will be that bad. By the way, this shut down shortly after the Chernobyl explosion. So and then the fall of the Soviet Union. Okay, so the Soviet Union, you know, kind of fell apart a little while after this. So it was kind of like not because of this, but because that stream event. So Chernobyl is a whole big thing. There was a bunch of stories behind. They were running a test, and then they shut off all the safety systems and such like that. But it didn't work out too well for them. But yeah, so that is the concern that hams have about um, over the horizon radar. So yeah, as Ron Walensky says, the Russian woodpecker, Russia woodpecker. Okay, what's next?
Well, Yoda's next, not Yoda, like Star Wars Yoda, but Yota. Youth on the Air Month continues to expand in the Americas.
Right.
So,
Okay.
in the U.S., the call signs will once again be K8Y, K8O, K8T, and K88A. A is an apple, people.
Mm-hmm.
And then there will be 3 new DXCC entities will be participating for the first time. Argentina will be active as LR1 Yoda, Cuba as CO0 Yoda, and Peru as 0A0 OA 0 Yoda. And other countries may be added. Listen for these stations as well as their all call signs with Yoda suffixes.
Okay. Yeah, youth on the air. I'm really glad to see this taken off in the U.S. Because it was for years it was a European thing. Okay, and you have Europe still in the spotlight, but now it's coming full scale in America, which is great. Which is absolutely great. So it's really nice to see. What else is going on?
Well, you sent me some other stuff. Let's see here. How ham radio signals are helping locate MH370.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a missing flight, MH370, and they're trying to locate it. So
Yeah. So MH370 disappeared a few years ago, right? This is a missing flight of Malaysia Airlines, and they were kind of, it could have been a number of things. Some people think the pilot deliberately downed the plane in an unfortunate, attempt on his. Well, I don't want to say it, but long story short, MH370 was a plane that disappeared. There are a lot of conspiracy theories about this plane. Some people thought that how some hijackers took it to a secret island somewhere, okay, and we're going to use it for another kind of another event. Some people thought that it just, it went down. But the good news is that I think by now everybody kind of realized that it probably went into the sea somewhere. So they are using whisper beacons. Whisper is a propagation reporting tool to find out the location of this at the bottom of the southern Indian Ocean, and he's using global detection and tracking of any aircraft anywhere GDTAAA software and Whisper. Whisper basically. Oh, interesting.
well, at least we know it didn't go down in the Bermuda Triangle where everything else goes down.
Yeah, we don't know. Oh well. What else is? I think you got one more, right?
Yeah. So basically, WPT interference, German radio hams respond to CEPT ECC consultation. So basically, they've been having issues with interference.
Wireless power transfer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's. Do I have it here? You know what this is, right? Do you have an Apple Watch?
Yes, I do. That is called a charger for my Apple Watch.
Right. It's the charger for my Apple Watch. So yeah. So this is wireless power transfer. This is where they're talking about. So one application of wireless power transfer they're actually floating around is the idea of charging cars wirelessly, right? So you charge a car while you're driving along the road, or you park somewhere, or you pull into your garage. Bam. Your car will just wirelessly charge. You don't have to plug it in. Okay, or you're
Oh,
on a road.
like for your Tesla.
Yeah, you know what? Tesla don't believe in that. Okay, Tesla wants a robotic charger. It looks like a snake and just goes and finds its way in. You know, cue the Sinbad music. Yeah, the snake charming music. And then they have but these I think the biggest ones who invest in this technology might be BMW, but I believe they have other applications. I'm not sure. Probably I don't know, rural, residential. I'm gonna have to see this, but this thing could mean mega interference to us. So there's a lot of work going on to try to mitigate that.
Gotcha.
It never stops. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you were recently on Tank Radio
Yeah.
show talking about STEM. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
where's
So
Tank at? I wonder where he's at. He's not on
I
here.
don't know.
I don't know.
I well. So
Usually
yeah.
if we
So
talk about him, he pops up. So I'm waiting for him to pop up.
yeah. So, but one thing about induction, yeah, it is inefficient. It's I think it's more convenient than anything else. The idea with electric cars and it is if they could have the like a long coil, long conductor in the road, right? You can actually recharge while you're driving, which would kind of be really, really, really convenient because you don't have to stop to charge if you're on a road trip. So yeah, Frank takes Thursday off. Oh well, yeah. So anyway, I was on Frank's show. We were talking about we have this new project with the local charter school, Sussex County Charter School, and we're there. They have a space station contact coming up, and I actually went to a radio boot camp with them. They had they learned about radio, and I went to teach them about drones. So, I went to teach them about drones. It was pretty interesting, and I talked about that, and I'm gonna do some more videos about ARIS, so the space station, and also getting kids into STEM and how we can support STEM programs for youth. This is not about guys, okay? I know some people will say we don't need kids in amateur radio. I disagree on that, but this is not even about kids in ham radio. This is about getting kids interested in careers in science, technology, engineering, mathematics, all right?
Yes.
So,
Which is
you
very
want to, right, amateur radio could be a vehicle for that, okay? At least, it's in a support role with the space program and the International Space Station. So that's what this is about. Of course, I still like to involve kids in amateur radio, but this is focused on STEM. All right, and I guess that's the news. So
that is definitely the news.
So I went into I have another video coming up too. I'm doing one about a lighter. Not a lighter, a torch. And I went to get this big
Torch?
bottle of fuel. Like a soldering torch, you know?
Ah.
Yeah. So I went to get this thing of fuel, okay? And you know how we legalize some things in New Jersey for recreational use?
Yes.
Well, every smoke shop you go to, that's all they're talking about now, you know? So it's like, I went and I asked them for fuel. I had to run in and run out.
Because they were
Because
asking if you wanted some of that.
they were trying to sell it, you know?
Grass.
I don't know. Did they profile me and think because I'm from the Caribbean that I
They
partake
probably
in
did
that stuff?
profile you and be like, she like from the Caribbean where they go puff puff the magic dragon.
Yeah. James, you know what? Hank Hill says about butane, right? That's a bastard gas. Ah.
I went to Nashville over the weekend, and
Yeah.
they had that puff puff the magic dragon on the street.
Yeah.
So apparently it's legal up there now. Just in that county, though. Just in that county. Apparently it's decriminalized.
I know it's big up in the Pacific Northwest, so it's like in Washington State and Portland, Oregon, I think too. So, all right,
And I think it's in Michigan too, and Colorado.
right, okay, all right. So let's talk upgrade. You want to upgrade, okay?
Duh. I mean, who
You
doesn't
got
want
you
to
got
upgrade? I mean,
well, well. Yeah. This is a good question. I know people who don't want to upgrade. They think their license is sufficient.
okay.
You know. You like my water bottle, by the way?
Oh, what? Oh, gun. Ah, yeah, I do.
Yeah, this is my local range. This my friend owns this range.
What's the last part of it?
Higher.
Okay.
And this is an eye. This is an eye that fell down because he got one right between the eyes.
It got shot.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, that was an aside. Um, Now I bought this from them like during the lockdowns and such. They were closed and they were selling a lot of merchandise, to raise money. So I just bought a bunch of stuff from them, and they gave me one of these. So
Um. Okay. So, I
okay,
mean, why would we want to upgrade, Rhea? Why?
okay. So generally, when people think of a technician license, they think one thing, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, and these days it's all about the Baofeng, okay, and so it's like you know, I'm thinking to myself, there is life beyond the Baofeng, right?
Right.
And so I must admit that when I came to the States, so I've always had full privileges since I've had my amateur license. Because in Trinidad and Tobago, we only had two classes amateur licenses. And believe it or not, they have the same levels of privilege. Here in the States, you have, well, actually, when I came here, it was shortly after they changed it from the five licenses down to three, right? So in like April 15, 2000, they stopped having novice, technician, general, advanced, and extra, and they just went and had technician, general, and extra. Okay, so technician,
Uh-huh.
general, and extra, and they greatly simplified the privileges. They reduced all of the the Morse code down to 5 words a minute, and I came and I passed all the exams in one shot. Which, when you think of it, I was already licensed 3 years, so I knew all the stuff already, so it wasn't hard for me. But so why would you want to upgrade? Well, you have a lot of privileges already, okay? And
Right.
I want to bring up the ARRL frequency chart because I believe this is important. Because generally, when you are a let me see here, band chart image, yeah, right.
Right.
When you're a technician, have you done POTA and stuff lately? I hear how people say you've been doing POTA. You haven't been doing any POTA, right? Because you're not really licensed to operate
Exactly.
on HF bands.
Correct. The only podoing I did was with Mike when he came down, and it was his club call. It was his call sign. Sorry. And then before that, I did a club call. So I
I hear
haven't done any.
Mike's I hear Mike's a POTA nut, and I hear he's very good too.
Oh yes, he's definitely a poda nut. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh
Okay,
yeah.
so you look at this chart here, okay, and you
Mm-hmm.
see all of this stuff here, and you see here you have let's start. Don't forget about 2200 meters, 630, because those bands are really hard to operate on anyway. 160, right? Now you're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
So as a technician, you have voice privileges. So if you look on the right of the chart, you see there's a yellow, it says SSB phone. Your privileges start all the way from 28.3 and go up to 28.5 single sideband. And beyond that, you have full privileges on 6 meters and above, right?
Yes.
So in order for you to talk on HF, there must
Right.
be band openings on 10 meters, okay? Which kind of is hard to come by because one, you have to have a lot of sunspots, right? Two,
Mhm.
the sun, and that happens generally on the upswing of the solar cycle. And for the past few years, we've been on the downswing. I think we're finally back on the upswing, right? But even when you have
Right.
those band openings, they're more limited than bands like 20 and 40 meters. And here's the thing, you can already operate on 40, 15, and 80, but you have to use Morse code. And I'm pretty sure you don't know Morse code, right?
Um, nope. I have no idea. I have no. It's a bunch of dits, dots, dashes, and all that other stuff. Mm-mm. We good.
Yeah. See?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And a whole lot of twang.
And a whole lot of twang, because I guarantee you, there's not no Morse code for me to say y'all.
Yeah. Mike is the
Mm-hmm.
poet daddy. I think that's catchy. You know? I think that's
Mm-hmm.
catchy. Okay. Okay. So, right. So, that's why you want to upgrade, right? And it's kind of interesting because back in the days, when they invented this thing called, this all goes back to the FCC's concept of incentive licensing. They want to give you an incentive to upgrade your skills, to upgrade your knowledge, and they do that by giving you access to the choice HF bands, meaning the bands that give you the most opportunity for DX. I always found that kind of backward because
Mm-hmm.
really the most valuable spectrum we have is above 30 megahertz. It's like all the microwave bands and such like that, and VHF, UHF, like 2 meter band, 70 centimeter band, and such like that. But HF is kind of, um, oh, what happened? Where'd she go? Okay.
I'm back. My internet went crazy for a second. I apologize.
No, no worries. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that, the incentive licensing back in the old days was the FCC used to the FCC had, a bunch of privileges that they gave you for the technician license. So let me back up a little bit, right? And Brian, I'll answer you a very good question in a minute. Back in the old days,
Mm-hmm.
let's go back all the way to 200 meters and down, right? That's a book you should read if you're interested in radio history. Read it after you upgrade, right? And it'll all make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the old days, after the sinking of the RMS Titanic, they kind of banished all radio amateurs to frequencies that were 200 meters and down. So basically from 1.5 megahertz and up. And they viewed those frequencies as useless because they didn't propagate well. And at that time, their understanding of radio technology was that the lower fre- the lower frequencies lower in the band, like for example, the low frequencies like 500 kilohertz and such, were very useful for ships and commercial traffic. So they didn't want a bunch of hobbyists having it. Okay, all fine and good. Well, what happened was that eventually radio amateurs discovered that those frequencies are useful. And remember those transatlantic tests we're talking about? Well,
Yes.
they kind of figured that, they tried all sorts of things with transatlantic tests later on after they were relegated to those frequencies. Okay, fast forward to when amateur radio is firmly established and the FCC is doing something called incentive licensing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a bunch of hullabaloo when this came about. They basically took away privileges from some amateurs and told them you have to earn them again. Okay? And
Right.
that didn't go down well at all. But what they did was they said, okay, these useless frequencies above, a certain amount, they're only good for local communication. We'll give those away. Okay? So the technician class have those. Now, the novice license, which is a very entry level license, at one time had just a small sliver of HF bands, right? And soon this will all make sense soon. Now, they had a small little sliver of HF bands in 40, 80, 15 meters, and they kind of, said, okay, you get these little bit of frequencies, Morse code only, to try out. Then what happened was, with all of this, the FCC basically simplifying the licenses, they kind of said, well, okay, we're going to roll the novice and technician together. We're going to expand the technician Morse code privileges to be the same as general, and then we're just going to give you that as a giveaway. Okay, so as a technician, you know, and then you can have that. So this is why technicians have those high frequencies, because they believe them to be pretty much useless, right? But as you and I know, they're not useless. You have we have like a ID51 or something, or ID50. You don't have the ID52, do you?
No, I have the 51.
Right, and that operates on VHF and UHF, right? So, yeah. So, yeah, and so basically, your HF privileges that you have now as a technician were basically the old novice privileges that they gave you that as before. When they removed the Morse code for the technician licenses in 1991, I believe it was, they also a lot of people got it to run just like 2-meter handhelds and such like that. So Brian asked here, and what's Brian's question here? What are your thoughts on expanding tech privileges on HF? Did you know about that proposal to expand the technician privileges on HF? Yeah?
No.
Kat? Okay. I think your
Yes,
internet
I'm here.
is... Okay, you're frozen, it looks like.
I have no idea what's going on. Am I frozen? Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
okay.
Slow up. Oh, there I am. I'm back. Well, hold on. I just hit reload. There it goes.
Okay. Right. So Brian is asking, what is my thoughts on expanding tech privileges on HF? So, yeah, she's frozen. I think the tech privileges on HF are actually they're a good thing. I do think that I have some reservations about the fully expanded digital and the automatic control stations for techs, because I think that's an easy gateway for people to just get a tech license to get WinLink on their boats, and then they're not going to be invested in ham radio. But that aside, I probably don't mind them having a little bit of phone privileges on the higher end of the band, so they could take part in like nets and such like that. Is it too little, too much? I mean, time will tell. I think that realistically, a lot of technicians who get the license never really use it. And a lot of I don't know if we'll see a lot more uptick on HF. I think it's kind of a something that they threw at the wall to see if they could get people to remain interested in ham radio. Time will tell if it works. I hope it does work. But that's my story, and that's always been my story. Yeah, they should have at least a little more. I was never a technician. I never knew how they feel, right? Kat, how do you feel as a technician about your lack of HF privilege?
I wish it was. I wish I had more.
So you could POTA, right?
Yeah, so I could POTA.
Right. Good. You see, I think that might be a good point, because since activities like POTA and SOTA are becoming more common, those privileges might come in a little more handy. So yeah. So what will kill ham radio? Yeah. Your fern heard you say Baofeng. Yeah. Are you gonna buy the 50-pack of Baofengs? I think it comes. I buy them by the case, okay? And I take them to this place.
Hey.
I put them downrange. Yeah. No, it's okay. I actually have a pair of bow things here somewhere that I'm gonna review, but they're okay. You know, they're okay for beginners radios, I guess. Yeah, the ones with larger pure. That's the one you want. The ones with larger pure. Yeah. Uh, can't wait to get home in New York City. What parks do you operate in New York City? I wasn't aware the Parks Department would let you operate. That's pretty interesting. So yeah, so that that in a nutshell is why you want to you want to upgrade because right now I think incentive license is broken. I think we need a true foundation license like they have in Europe, okay, where they give newbies generous access, a lower power, and they let them try out their radio privileges and a lot of them upgrade.
Hmm.
So yeah, but the FCC has said they don't want more license classes. They don't want to micromanage amateur radio. Uh, so
right now.
um,
I did just pee.
red laser or green laser. I don't know really. I really don't know. I saw. It wasn't Redivis. It was Radiodity is selling something interesting now. I want to look it up. They had it on their Instagram. Okay. It was totally not like was it a fishing pole or something they were selling? Uh oh, my Instagram is a hot mess. Anyway, all right. So what else? What else do you want to know about upgrading a license?
Well, what are the other benefits besides more privileges?
Okay. Do you like your call sign?
Yes, I like my call sign. I don't think I'm going to switch it anytime soon. Because remember, I have a vanity call now.
Right, you do. Okay.
Yeah, because my
Don't
other
you want
one,
a nice? Don't you want a nice short call sign like N2RJ?
I don't think I can shorten my call sign anymore because I have W4DXY. I mean,
Yeah, but if you were an extra, you could shorten it short as I have it.
yes. But I
Aha.
mean, I don't know. Mine's supposed to be for Dixie DX, and that's technically Dixie. So technically, I don't know how much more you can shorten it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just
Well,
putting it out there. I mean,
yeah, I know. Well, some people want a short call sign because it's like if you were, let's say your call sign was something like, I don't know, Kilo Mike for X-Ray Yankee Zulu. You know, that's like a mouthful every time you key up the mic and ID on a repeater. This is Kilo Mike for X-Ray Yankee Zulu here. Or this one's gonna be tough. Kilo um, Kilo Zulu for Hotel 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 Yankee. That's so many syllables,
well,
right?
mine was KN for um, hold on, Foxtrot Alpha Kilo. I think I don't remember what my older one was. I think that's what it. I don't remember.
Right. Uh, yeah.
Mine spelled fake, but whatever it was fake, and it sounded like fake. So I was like, I ain't having that.
KO4 fake. Yeah. So anyway, so that's another benefit. You get a shorter call sign. Do you ever plan to pay it forward and give amateur radio exams?
Um, Probably not.
No.
Maybe.
Okay. It'll be
I don't
cool.
know. Maybe.
You could you could help out at Hamfest and such like that. You can help out your club. I have a brand new video on on clubs. You know. Um, so uh, so Mike. Anyway. So yeah. So here's the thing about the VE program, right? If you have a technician class license, I don't believe you can give um,
I can't do
any
any PE to any other techs. I have to be a general in order to give to a tech.
Right. But if you're an extra, you can give any license. You can give
Yes.
tech, general, extra. And a lot of VE teams, they want extras because they want to have people who can give license exams to all classes. So that's another thing. And that's a big reason why people are, glad to have extras. The other thing is it's just darn cool. I mean, you have your higher class license, you know. This is kind of like, yeah, you're not being elitist, but when you're an extra, people will kind of regard you a little more in the hobby. They're not, like if you're just a tech, although I think that's a bad attitude for people to have. I think people of all perspectives, because there are some brilliant people who just have a tech license, like all these astronauts and stuff who go into space.
Hmm.
Most of them are technicians. Okay, I mean they get the license at NASA in Houston or wherever, and then they get it for emergency communications on the shuttle, and they're technicians. So, and that's a good point. Why would you need to upgrade? Um, why would you need to upgrade if all you need to use is VHF and UHF? You know, so yeah, uh, you can give the GMRS exam. Yeah, examine your credit card and see how much money you have. Yeah, Kat, I think you'd be great at giving exams. Actually, I've been a VE for some teams. I was a VE at Columbia University Amateur Radio Club, and they were a great VE team to work with. You can VE with ARRL or Laurel Amateur Radio Club. I am a VE accredited VE with both of these, with ARRL and Laurel. And I used to be with W5YI, but I just never used it. You know, so that's pretty cool. You could give it at Huntsville Hamfest. Maybe they'll give you a nice vendor badge or something.
No, they give me a media pass. What are you talking about?
Oh, excuse me. Okay, you are the paparazzi
I get
now.
media passes. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're the paparazzi now.
Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Yeah, paparazzi.
Yeah, that's cool stuff. Yeah. So let's see here. What else we got?
Well, Brian's got a good question. Do you really need more than a tech when you're hundreds of miles in space?
That's actually true. You don't really, you just really don't. And even if you're like, your entire existence of the hobbies and repeaters or satellites or 6 meters or VHF, all you really need is a tech, you know? So the tech license is really nothing to look down on. It's, eh, you know, whatever. Carlisle. Carlisle says he took the Morse test at Columbia, so you must have took it in front of Alan. I give Morse code tests to people, and I heard them send with their straight keys and their nervous fingers like this. It's kind of interesting. Yeah. The coolest is V at Dayton, I mentioned. Yeah. I have other things that take up my time at Dayton, so I can't really do V at Dayton. I do it at my club. That's about it. You know.
Um,
Yeah.
so, how do we upgrade?
Okay. That's a very good question. So obviously you need to take the exam
Yes.
and you find a
We
VE
need to study
session.
first.
So there's a special case, by the way, which I'll explain in a moment. But you have to take the exam, and we're going to discuss some study resources that we like, right? And so the first thing is, if you have taken an exam in the past, and if you held a license in the past of a higher class, and you let that expire, and then you get back into the hobby later on, and you pass your technician license, you can actually present that old license and get your full privilege back. So that's something unique. A lot of people don't know about that, right? So if you can do that. Another thing you can do is I believe certain classes of license, I have to look this up, like Technician Plus at one time with the general written could get upgraded to general. But So that's the thing. So we're looking at study resources, right? So there's quite a
Right.
few of them. And I've kind of been, and by the way, they don't sponsor me, okay? But
Mhm.
I've been looking at a number of different resources. And first of all, I have to tell you that, the ARRL books are really nice. They're kind of like the standard for a lot of people. And people um, order them. So I'll show you the ARRL license books here. And they're actually, from what I can tell, they're one of the most popular publications that ARRL sells. And, whoops, sorry. Man, I'm totally not on my type-in game tonight. Yeah, it's like, and my computer is all kind of slow. Okay. Let's see here. Come on. Okay, there we go. And now I can share it. And a card of text. Collect the whole set. It's really an extra with a call sign like N2RJ. Of course I am. Yes, I've always been an extra. Okay. Often duplicated, never imitated. Okay. Okay. Where is it? Oh, Chrome. Huh?
Nothing.
Okay. Yeah. Gotta catch them all. Okay. So they have the license book here, the extra class. They have the general class. You could probably get these at Amazon too. They have the technician class and such. They have the Q&A books, which are like $20, which are really cheap. And another one is Gordon West. Not Gordon Ramsay. Gordon West books. Okay. So Gordon West is Gordon West. Bing, you're failing me tonight. Yeah. So Gordon West Radio School. They have this, and I'm not sponsored by them, by the way. So this is just a lot of people like Gordon West. I'm not so sure. Okay, here they have the technician for 2018-2022. So that means it's going to expire next year. The general class 2019 to 2023. All right. Another one, of course, is our friends at Ham Radio Prep. Right.
Yes.
And I know you did a video on Ham Radio Prep.
Yes,
So
I did.
they have, yeah. So tell me a little bit about Ham Radio Prep.
Basically they have different. Hold on, I don't
Okay.
know.
No, they have Cyber Week stuff. Wow. Okay.
No, Ham Radio Prep's an awesome option because you also have the free app, but then you also can pay for the classes, and they actually have a biofang class too. But you can get access, and they have different ways to study, and it just depends on the way you like to study.
Right.
They have videos, they have quizzes, they have interactive things like you do in school. Like we used to do in paper, like match, word search, things like that, I think. And it's just different stuff. So it's a little bit more in depth, more so than ham study.
Okay.
And so it's, it takes different ways of learning and just depends on how you like to learn.
Yeah. So I had a good conversation with them. We were talking about stuff, and I was surprised that their apps are free, because some people were saying that how they're not, they're expensive and they charge a lot of money. But to be honest, I look at it like the drone classes, right? Like to get like a drone license or a private pilot's license, something. Well, obviously for a private pilot license, you have to pay an instructor to fly with them. But But the drone license, you just have to take the remote pilot certificate.
I'm a needle.
Okay, with an SUAS rating. You just have to take a written exam, and you can either pay for a course like Pilot Institute or something like that, or you can take a study free resources like the Drone Coach and such like that, which are free. Okay, and So I believe it's the same with Ham Radio courses. You have a ton of free resources. Ham Radio Prep has free stuff, right? They have the free apps. They also have the paid course, and I think they're saying it's $99 here. So it's actually not bad, you know. And interesting. But yeah, and then of course you have hamstudy.org, which is another one, right? And HamStudy is free, I believe, right? Yeah. We're offering of the, well, oh, they charge for their apps. Okay, they charge for the apps, but I believe the web is free.
The web's free, and Ham Study you have to pay for the app.
Okay, so it's the opposite of Ham Radio Prep. Okay,
Correct.
interesting stuff. So yeah, pretty cool. Which one are you using?
I'm using the Ham Radio Prep.
Okay. All right. T Ray, thank you for the $20 super chat. Wow, that's amazing. I have to figure out what we're gonna do. So I'm actually at the point where I can offer some merch and stickers and stuff like that. So I'm probably gonna get that set up soon. But T Ray, thanks a bunch. 2 thumbs up.
Yes. Thanks
All
so
right.
much, T-Ray.
Mahi, no, it actually is not the first. Believe it or not, but it's pretty cool. Yeah. Amateur Logic Ham Study this Friday at 9 Eastern. Okay, that's cool. All right. Let's see what else. Okay. What else here? Okay. Anything else you want to talk about with regard to this, or?
No, that's really it.
Okay. Well, you know what? Now you know actually a lot about. Okay. All I can say is Happy New Year, right? But anyway. So what I can say is, look, wish Kat the best in her quest to upgrade, right? I'll be fully rooting for her because, look, we need more, we need more variety in the hobby, right? It's not that we're trying to make quotas or anything, but we need to encourage all sorts of people to get into ham radio. And I think that Kat really has a goal she set. She told me, but she didn't tell anybody. And
Exactly.
I saw another cat come up and blocked her. Raven. Okay. But if you are upgrading, I'm so glad that you can actually, probably take some of this home. And you know what? Team Replay, if you're watching this, comment below and tell us how you plan to study, how you plan to upgrade. I was kind of surveying some of the YouTubers here. I noticed a lot of them are, some of them are technicians, some of them are general. So I think we want to start a trend where we encourage all the. I want to probably challenge some of these YouTubers to upgrade, and let's see we could get like a wave of upgrades because I think that's needed. We need some people. Speaking of cats, the ARRL calendar for 2022 is Cats and Shacks. Okay.
Yes.
Cats and Shacks. Believe it or not. It's funny as heck. It started off as an April Fool's joke, and now it's a full product. I have one ready to go up in 2022. I sent one to my friend in the Philippines. I told him, I said, I want to have you on the show sometime. And he said, well, he's a little shy about his English and such like that, but that's okay. We'll get him on sometime. We'll help him out. So, and
yeah, that sounds good.
Can you share? You can share the video. You can share Team Replay. He beats me. Honestly.
No, he's wanting to share his POTA video.
Oh. Okay. Let's see here.
But not like, I don't think here. I think he wants to share it in the chat.
Okay. You might be able to. I kind of turn off links for spam because I was getting a lot of spam. Your days of upgrading are over. So Carlisle, let me tell you something, okay? Um, I know I have two friends, two good friends who are blind, okay? That like they're completely blind, right? And they upgraded to extra, okay? They're extras, and they've been blind for a long time, and so it is possible they can actually administer the exam. They can administer it orally, so you can hear. So if you're legally blind or if you're you have some disability, they can accommodate you. You know. So okay, yeah. So Mahi is a. No, no, I don't mind. It's just that, I turned off links for spam, but Mahima could post it for you. I think she found it. I think that's it. She's a moderator anyway. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Mahima. Yeah, she's a
Yeah.
model. No, that's I got some good information. I know other people got good information.
Mhm.
About everything. So.
Okay. All right. Well,
And
listen, guys. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. And there are a couple announcements for me. I am doing something called Radiomas. Okay. So there's a tradition on YouTube called Vlogmas. Okay. Vlogmas is where you have vloggers posting a video every day. Well, I'm doing Radiomas. Okay. I'm going to try for every day. I can't promise every day. I'm going to post a new radio related video every day. I'm going to talk about something. I'm going to tell you what's on my mind. I might teach you something. I might show you something new, or something like that. I might show you something old. I might show you something borrowed. I might show you something, whatever. And, thanks for supporting. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. And I do have a few other people coming on. Hopefully, I want to talk about Node Red. I might have Dave DeCoons on. He's on Kyle's channel now. I think they're talking about that. But I want to have him on for an interview. I actually gave him an award the other day. And we're going to talk about space and STEM. I'm hoping to have a couple of guests on to talk about the same thing we talked about on Frank's channel, but a little more in depth. Kat, what you got going on?
Nothing much, but I did not see our friend Stevie in the chat. Kind of sad.
Stevie. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Stevie.
Oh, we talk about blind. Okay. I know what you're talking about.
We didn't have our friend Stevie in the chat. I kind of missed him.
Okay.
I'm kind of sad now. I really am, but it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I'll get over it.
You're bad. All right. Have a good night, everybody. 73.
73.
Bye-bye.
Bye.